in New York, you're looking for, you said a VC venture
No. So they already invested. So we're part of an accelerator.
Okay.
So basically what that means is, are you familiar with Y-Combinator?
Explain that. What's that? Y-Combinator, you said?
So it's basically like, a global accelerator is like they grab an early stage company. So lots of companies apply and they're like, okay, this team looks good, this idea looks good, their product is already kind of out there. It's okay. Now we're gonna invest in this company. So it's a large amount. So Y Combinator, it's like 500K. If you get selected, you get 500K. For us, it was 250. But basically, they give you that amount of cash, and they say at a certain valuation, right? And they say, hey, okay, you're gonna have all the like their investors, right? They're gonna be like, we're gonna help you for 2 months. So basically, any marketing help you need, any okay, we want to redesign your business proposal, like if it needs help, you're gonna pitch to us every week to because they want their money back.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's like
they're an investor. They want to return.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like a 2-month program where every day you're in classes, listening to people are actively coming and being like, okay, how do I help you guys? Like, what do you guys need now? Okay, like, do you need this connection? Do you need that one? So that's it. Really takes a company to the next level because now you're being backed by actual, big VCs.
That's awesome. So it's basically like entrepreneur school.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like if you look at all these companies, Airbnb, Google, Dropbox, whatever, they all their first stage was an accelerator. So it goes like an accelerator. You get a certain amount of capital at several million in valuation, like we're valued at several million, and then using that one the money, but also the that wealth of concentrated knowledge and networking and all this sort of thing. Then over the next year, we want to see product market fit. We want to see tons of users in the app, engagement, and then you want to take it to seed. So seed is the check sizes get bigger. So okay. In a year, I'll go back and be like, okay, our app, the Relampago app, has 100,000 users. We're doing 4 million a month in volume. Mm-hmm. We want to expand to not just Colombia. We want to expand to Argentina. We want to expand to Brazil. We have this other part of our platform. That we have these other ideas. Now, we want a $5 million check. So then the bigger, the same VCs that you talk to in Accelerator, they'll be like, okay, here's my connection over here. You'll be in constant conversation with these guys, right? How are you guys doing? Okay, let's see if we can give you the 4 or 5 million. How's your company doing now? So that's like seed, right? I'm just stages.
So Y Combinator is the first step. That's when you come in. You have some proof of concept.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But you need the connections. You need some liquid to get it to the next level. And it's like a class. They're teaching the people involved in it. Yep. So would you and your partners go? Or
everyone's required to go. It's like a Monday through Friday, 10 hours a day, basically. You're just, whether it's you're working, this is your full-time job. There's not, they don't let you have a secondary job, right? So this is all you're going to do, and you're going to have all the resources to go do it. So they're saying, hey, we're taking a bet. So for our accelerator, I actually can't say the name because we have the NDA till the end of this year.
Yeah.
But basically, out of hundreds of companies, they picked 8. So 8 companies, each one is a team of 2 or 3 people. And so that's 20, 25 people in total, just team, the founders, 20, 25 founders, and all these the people, the investors, their marketing organizations. For instance, yesterday, we got on a call with a guy who's, he ran the marketing organization for Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all these big agencies. And he was like, okay, we want to design a story for you guys. So we're going to help you convey a story in less than 45 seconds to anyone. And then, basically we're going to sit down with him every week to try to redefine, refine that story. But this is what they do, right? The accelerator is to accelerate you, right?
Right.
So,
Makes sense. And if it shows promising growth, that's when you start to get some individual venture capitalists, or is it still part of that accelerator?
So what really an accelerator or a VC firm is just you got a bunch of rich guys, right? So you got, some guy who's worth 30 million and the guy's worth 100 million or whatever. And they just say, hey, I have so much money, I don't know what to do with it, right?
Right.
So here, I'm going to make a firm, and you guys go find some companies that you think are really promising, and then deal with, make them pitch a couple times, make them present, and if it's good enough, accept them to my VC fund, and then they'll get a certain amount of money. Like that's what a VC firm is, right? So it's just like depending on the firm, like there's varying levels. But for instance, Y-Combinator is founded by the ChatGPT guy, Sam Altman, right? And so he's boatload of money, and he's like, okay, we need to find we're gonna find the next unicorn, right? So we're gonna invest in 400 companies. That's a Y-Combinator strategy, right? 400 companies like every year or something like that, or
Right.
every quarter, I think. And then one of them is gonna be wildly successful, and we're gonna get all our money back, right? It doesn't matter if 90% fail. If we just get 10% that are successful, we get it all back, right? So that's the strategy with them. Same thing with our accelerator.
So they're taking asymmetric bets. What they're doing is, for them, that's a small amount of money.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they're willing to spread that risk over a large amount of companies, because when a home run is hit, they make it back 100.
Exactly. Like for instance, right now we have several million in valuation. So let's say, so I won't divulge the exact number because we can't, but it's between 3 and 5. So let's say it's 5, right? If this is on the pre-seed stage, that's us, like right before the product is actually in the market. Maybe it is in the market, but it has some initial traction. That's kind of our where we are now. Let's say in a year from now we have a certain couple million in volume every month, that sort of thing. We can go back and say, hey, okay, I want we're gonna ask for $3 million, a check for $3 million at for maybe 20% of the company. So what is that? 15 million valuation in total, right? Mm-hmm. So the accelerator that they invested $250K at 5 million, right? And now they're going to get it back for the valuation now 15 million, right? So if we were to sell the company, we found some buyer and we agreed on a 15 million valuation that makes sense. That's we're going to buy you for 15 million. That accelerator would get 3 times the amount of money they put in, right?
Makes sense. So they're investing for appreciation of the company, not for cash flow.
Exactly.
So they're not taking, let's say you make X amount off of every transaction. They're not worried so much about that. They're worried about the final sale.
Exactly.
To really, 3x, 10x, 100x their initial investment.
Yep. And ideally, they want a unicorn, right?
Right.
It's like if you're a $100 million company, or let's say you're a $1 billion company, right? $1 billion valuation. If they invested you at 5 million, that's
huge.
What are we 200x?
200x,
right?
yeah.
That's ridiculous. So that's ideally what they're with Y-Combinator. I think it was actually it wasn't Y-Combinator. It was Sequoia. Sequoia is a huge VC firm, but for instance, they put 100K in Google in the beginning, and then I think the check size at the end was 600 million.
Crazy. Yeah.
So that's the goal. Yeah.
Right. What do you think made them pick your company to be part of this accelerator? What about it is, I guess, proprietary, or the potential niche that it can really exploit?
So it's a couple things. So VCs in general are kind of looking for, we've done a lot of failed pitches. So we've pitched a lot of VC firms, and they've been like, oh, your product isn't developed yet, or I think the competition can kill this product pretty easily. But basically, you learn from all those experiences, and you do it 10, 15 times, you fail 10, 15 times, and eventually you get everyone asks this question, what's her answer, right? Everyone asks about the competition question. Why is Relampico different from the other one? We need to have a concise, concrete answer that takes 2 minutes, and then boom, every single question that someone could ask, we need to know exactly what to say, right? And it's just that refinement process, and eventually we got to the place where we could, coming from at the stage we're at now, the early stage, we have a product, 2 a market, an obvious market to target, and also a sense of what our value add is, what our unique value add is over any other competitor, and we can easily and concisely deliver that message, right? So that once you get to there, you're gonna find, in my opinion, you're gonna find someone. If you can fit all those 3 categories, you're gonna find someone who will take a bet on you.